You ever wonder if great empires have, like, an expiration date? Well, today we're diving into the work of a thinker from the 14th century who was convinced they do. He saw them as living things with a totally predictable life cycle, from a powerful birth all the way to an inevitable death. Let's see how he broke it all down.
It really all starts with this one timeless question, right? It's a puzzle that has kept historians, rulers, and, well, everyone, up at night for centuries. Why do the mightiest powers on Earth eventually just crumble into dust?
And this idea, this Turkish proverb, gets right to the heart of it. This concept of a recurring cycle, of the wheel of fortune just inevitably turning, that's absolutely central to our story today. It's this feeling that nothing lasts forever, and that the seeds of collapse are often planted right at the peak of success.
So, to really understand this cycle, we have to meet the man who tried to crack its code almost 700 years ago. He looked at history not as just a bunch of stories, but as a science.
This is him, Ibn Khaldun. Born in Tunis, he was a true revolutionary for his time. In his incredible book, the Muqaddimah, he basically argued that human societies follow clear, observable laws, kind of like the laws of physics. He wasn't just writing down what happened in the past, he was trying to figure out what made it all tick. He was looking for the engine.
And he was pretty sure he found the main gear in that engine. He believed there was this single, crucial force that drives the rise and fall of every single civilization. He had a special name for it, Asabiya.
So what is Asabiya? Think of it as the lifeblood of a rising power. It's that intense group loyalty, that shared will to survive, to fight, to sacrifice, and to build something amazing together. It's the intangible glue that makes a group of people way more than just the sum of its parts.
And this slide just lays out the contrast so clearly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the group with strong Asabiya. They're hungry, they're unified, they've been forged in tough times. On the other side, you have the group whose Asabiya is weak. They've been softened by comfort and luxury. They're divided, individualistic, they've lost that edge.
So, using this idea, Ibn Khaldun saw states as living things, going through this really predictable life cycle that he figured lasted about 120 years. He broke this whole journey from birth to decay down into 5 distinct ages.
And this right here, this is the whole arc. It starts with that raw energy of Asabiya in stage 1, right? Pure conquest. But by stage 2, the ruler grabs all the power for himself, and, here's the key, he starts to cut ties with his own people. Stage 3, that's the beautiful but dangerous peak, where all that luxury starts to poison the well. In stage 4, things get stale. No one's innovating anymore, they're just copying the past. And finally, stage 5 is the death rattle. The state is totally hollowed out, just waiting for the next hungry group to come along and push it over. And then, the cycle begins again.
But why 120 years, specifically? Well, Ibn Khaldun saw this as the average natural lifespan for a dynasty, and he broke it down by generations, 3 of them to be exact.
And this shows you exactly how it happens. It's the generational shift that rots the foundation from the inside. You've got the first generation, the builders. They built it all with blood and sweat. Then you have the second generation, the maintainers. They remember the struggle, so they keep things going. But the third generation, the destroyers, they're born into wealth. They have no memory of the hardship. They take it all for granted, lose that warrior spirit, and just squander everything.
So, here's the crucial point in Ibn Khaldun's whole model. These empires aren't just defeated by outside armies. No, they decay from the inside out, until they're just too weak to survive any kind of shock.
You know this famous quote from the 20th century historian Arnold Toynbee? It just perfectly captures the spirit of what Ibn Khaldun was saying 600 years earlier. The fatal blow doesn't come from an enemy outside the gates, it comes from the rot that's already inside. And Ibn Khaldun even listed out the terminal symptoms. You see extreme luxury and spending, which leads to crushing taxes that wreck the economy. The ruler becomes totally disconnected from the people, trusting paid mercenaries more than his own citizens. But the most critical symptom of all is the complete and total loss of that social glue, that asabiya. Once a state hits this stage, Ibn Khaldun said, the illness is untreatable. It's over.
And that is the enduring and maybe kind of unsettling power of Ibn Khaldun's theory. It's a 600-year-old framework that forces us to look at our own world right here and now and ask that very big question about the ground beneath our own feet.